All right, what's up, everybody? We're back with Catching Up with Coach. Here with my man, Anthony Jones. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Officer Anthony Jones?
All right. So main job is police officer, also a personal trainer. About to start. I recently launched a business about 2 years ago for fitness trainer, and then as well as fitness apparel. We have a fitness apparel coming out. Also certified massage therapist. Never did anything with it. Just a few things that I like to keep moving, keep learning, keep going. Just me as a person, I'm just outgoing, love talking to people, love learning new things, love helping people out, and that's basically it.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
How can we get more serious about our health, man, and the things that we overlook, man? That wellness, the proper diet, exercise. How can we get in tune with that, man?
So even myself, I've been changing a lot of things with myself. A lot of people think, just working out is the key. Like you work out, you're healthy. Believe it or not, even with myself, like there was a time where I would eat 2 boxes of pizza, 16 slices, because, I can eat so much. I can constantly eat, and still look like, I'm in shape. On the outside, yes, I look like I'm in shape, but on the inside, I'm not in shape. So far as myself, I made changes. So recently I try to do a vegan-based diet, like 2 weeks clean, no meat right now, just to, test the waters and try it out. But like I like to tell people, even I tell like my family, start with baby steps. You don't have to jump full force and say, you know what, I'm eating clean 7 days a week. You'll never be able to do it. Because think about it, we've been eating bad all of our lives. Like, you just can't just go clean turkey. It don't go that way. It don't work that way. So what I tell people, and even my clients, start off with, one meal. And one meal is going to turn into, 2 meals. 2 meals is going to turn into a day. A day would then turn into a week. It's almost a domino effect. You have to start small in order to really, turn into a lifestyle. When people bombard themselves and jump straight into, 7 days a week, 9 times out of 10, they fail because you're putting too much stress on yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And the way our bodies work, if we've been eating junk for so long, when you start to eat clean, sometimes you can probably, start feeling a little sick. There was times where I was moody because I was like so used to eating greasy foods that I was just like, my body was starting to like kind of like shut down in a sense. So it's baby steps. That's the way to do it. You start small, work your way up, and then that's when you're going to start seeing that change.
Man, that's what's up, man. So somebody like me who haven't really exerted myself too much in a long time, I know I've kind of run some pickup games with the basketball team, but what would you recommend somebody like me start out with? Just walking or riding a bike?
Yeah, I would start something like walking, even riding a bike. I like to steer away from machines when it comes to like treadmills.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly can't stand treadmills. I use them just for like creative workouts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
For people just starting off, you want to do something that's functional movement, meaning something that you're going to be doing every day. Walking is awesome because all of us walk, whether it's to go to the refrigerator or not, we're walking. So you
Exactly.
want to do something that your body is used to doing, walking every day. Riding a bike, that's a great movement. It's good for your body. It's good for your joints. You're not putting too much stress on your body, and
Mm-hmm.
you're just getting that fluent movement. So that's awesome, something to do. People that like to swim, there's people that like to swim. Swimming is the best exercise for you. A
Yeah.
lot of older people do it, and a lot of elderly people do swimming because it's good for their joints. But you want to do something that's not too intense. Like people like that's just starting off, they like to jump in and go straight P90X. No, I'm telling you right now. I mean, it's cool you're challenging yourself, but to limit, injuries and stuff like that, there's no need. Start small. Like I said, walk, and then you can go to the more, strenuous workouts.
That's what's up, man.
Yep.
So with you being a minority officer, man, let's talk about the pressures of that. Do you feel a lot of pressure from your people or just in general? And how hard is it to try to bring down those walls that just because you're black that is not cool, or how hard it is with that?
All right. So when I first I got on 4 years ago. It's about 4.5 years. Yeah, but 4 years ago, and I was the only black officer. There was one other guy, he retired. I was the only black officer. I tell people, even with law enforcement in general, and especially like minority, you're exposed to things that you've never been exposed to before, especially like me living in Millville all my life. I've lived in Millville my entire life. You know, I know a lot of people.
Yep.
It was a shocker, big shocker. But one thing I can honestly say, and the advice I give to other people that's trying to get in law enforcement, the number one thing is your personality.
Mm-hmm.
Don't switch up. Don't change. You know, if you're a certain way, stay that way.
Cool.
But, you know, I tell people a badge is a badge. You know, I'm still Anthony. I'm the same person on duty as off duty. There's no switch, you know, versus, you know, if somebody's coming at me, I'm still going to give you the opportunity. I'm going to talk to you. Hey, listen, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. You see what I'm saying? But being a minority at first, it was tough because it was stressful. Imagine, you know, you're going and talk to somebody, and the next, you know, like, you know, it's almost like, all right, they're only talking to me because I'm black, or they only, you know, if I respond out, they won't talk to somebody else, but they'll talk to me. You know, most people will look at that like, oh, that's cool. No, that's, you know what I mean? Because now they're looking at it like some people wanted a favor from me. Exactly. But as time went on, I let my personality determine or dictate everything else. I stayed the same. You know what I mean? I didn't look at it like, oh, okay, well, I need to switch up because this person, you know, expects this. No, I, you know, relied on my personality. So when it comes to, you know, like I give advice to people, I'm like, listen, just be who you are. You know, most people they're not going to like who you are anyways. But, you know, you can't please everyone. You can't please everyone. The only person you can please is the person in the mirror. So if you're content with who you are, that's what's going to matter. And you'll get respect by giving respect to other people. And that's how I look at it.
Exactly, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man, that you can stay true to yourself, man, because a lot of people find that hard, man, to deal with that pressure, and a lot of people focus on it, man.
Yeah, and the number one reason why I got into law enforcement was I don't want to jump the gun or nothing, but one of the main reasons I got into law enforcement, because like I said, I've been stopped by cops before. And I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, I was profiled or none of that. And most of the time, I'm not going to say that, you know, that's not the reason or people, you know, get treated that way. I will say this, that, you know, some people's attitudes are just different. That's you know, right. I try to bring a different attitude when I approach people, because at the end of the day, we're all human, right? Exactly. Whether you got a gun, whether you got a bazooka, you're human, I'm human. That's right. So I know that people throughout the course of the day, they go through stressful things. Hey, the person I just stopped may have just lost their job. Hey, the person I may have just made contact with, they probably just lost a loved one. So I have to be more, you know, compassionate as to why that person flipped out on me. You know what I mean? There's been times where it's been crazy. There's been times where I would stop somebody and they would literally cuss me out. And as they're cussing me out, I would still speak to them as a human. And then there was one time, and it was a shocker. It was crazy. This guy cussed me out. And I was like, listen, sir, you have a great day. You have a blessed day, whatever. And I get back in my car. 20 minutes later, I got a phone call from the station, and the guy called and apologized.
Wow.
He called and said, listen, I thank you so much for being respectful. He said, I was going through a rough day. I lost my job. He said, I didn't mean to take it out on you, but I just exploded. And I said, listen, you ain't got to apologize to me. We're human. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the type of person, if you're screaming and hollering at me, sometimes I'm going to let you get it all out, because I just know that I've been there before. I've been stopped by a cop before, and I wanted to scream, explode, and everything. Exactly. But it's just all about holding our composure and understanding that we're all human. We're all in this, in this together at the end of the day. That's what it's all about, man.
That's the truth. So when it comes to dealing with the youth, especially minority youth, do you think they look at you as a hero?
See, I try not to use that word. One thing I can say, and I pride myself for, like I said before, it's just keeping it real. Like, you know, there's times where, like I said before, you're not gonna get the respect. It is what it is. Some people don't see black or white; they see blue. You know what I mean? No matter what color, they're gonna see a uniform. Some people just don't like the cops. I understand that. I lost friends because of being a cop. You know, some people just don't care. So one thing I can say is, like, I wouldn't call it like being a hero. I say that, you know, I just pride myself by being the same person, on duty, off duty. as I crack jokes off duty, I crack jokes on duty. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
So if you want to consider that a hero, I mean, I take pride in that because, like I said in the past, I've been stopped before, and I felt like a lot of people were like robotic. They were just like boop, 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 and that was it. There was no no chuckle. There was none of that. So one thing bring that feeling to the street was, all right, let me play with the kids. Like, let me show the kids that there's a different spectrum. Because at the end of the day, like, it starts with the kids.
That's right.
Kids are going to view the cops because it's keeping it real. Like, it's the kids that matter.
That's right.
So that was the first thing I attacked when I got on duty was let me reach out to the youth and speak to the youth a little bit. So I mean, if you want to consider that a hero, I guess, but I don't like putting a label on things. I just know that I like to do things a little different than what other people may find, is more police-like. So,
And that's awesome, man. So what kind of picks you up on the job? Like, if you're having a bad day going into work, how do you manage that as an officer?
So yeah, as you know, the job is stressful enough. One thing I can say, and I pride myself on, is this just trying to find a brighter side to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Being an officer, you see a lot of crazy things, and it could take a toll on you. But then you gotta look at it like this, like, it makes you more grateful for your life and what you're doing. There's people out there that's unfortunate. They don't have a roof to, they don't have a house. They don't have a lot of clothes. They don't have money. They're not eating. Just riding through the streets alone, when I see, people homeless, that picks me up. Just, every day getting in my car and seeing this person that probably didn't eat today, that picked me up. So if I'm having a stressful day, I try to find, not saying I try to find something that's bad, but when I see something like that, then me having a bad day really is like, well, why are you having a bad day? That person's having a worse day.
Wow.
So that's why I tell people, like, we go through things in life, but it's just like, how about we start to look at the brighter side? Hey, I'm in a decent house right now. I'm in a clean house. I've been in houses before where I feel sorry for the kids. It's just like, wow, these kids got like this. So that right there is a pick me. You know what I mean? I thank God every day that I had parents to actually mold me into the person I am today. Some kids don't have that. They come home and scream and hollering all day.
That's right.
So, you know what I mean? Whenever you encounter something that's negative, we got to use that negative as a positive to say, you know what? Thank you, God, for allowing me to have the life I have. I may not be a millionaire, but guess what? I'm not going through what that person's going through.
Exactly.
So that's what I use as pick-me-ups every day. Every time I go to something that's a little dramatic or a call that's dramatic, I can say that, wow, like, you know what? That's a pick-me-up. That's a pick-me-up.
That's awesome information, man. That's powerful stuff, man.
So,
and moving forward, in your opinion, man, how do you think we could continue to fix the community as a whole?
honestly, I think just to fix the community, me and my buddy Scott, I gotta give a shout out to my boy Scott. He's a good guy, and when I first got on duty, one way we could fix the community, he prided himself of walking patrols. Me and him used to walk the streets, and believe it or not, people made comments before where they were like, "Oh my God, we didn't know you guys had legs," because nobody was getting out their cars.
Wow.
Like, I mean, we got so used to riding around the streets patrolling, but what about the people that's sitting on the stoop, the older community, where we go into like the hood and say, "Hey, how are you doing today?" And we did that, and the people were just like shocked.
Wow.
We had some people on the station before, like, "Yo, I've never seen this before." And my buddy Scott put me on that, and before you know, we got in this groove where we kept talking to people. We started building like a relationship with them. Hey, how you doing? We knew that this person was gonna be on the stoop at 2:00. And it was nothing more than, "Hey, how are you doing? Everything good? All right, what can we do to help you out?"
Wow.
And that's what that's the type of relationship we had with people. And people looked at that like almost like, you know what? It's respect. And we can trust you guys because y'all took the time out to walk a quarter mile today around the block. You know what I mean? Instead of ride by. Because people don't understand that when you ride by somebody, you're just riding by. They see your face, all right, whatever. But when you take the time to walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, what's up? Listen, I'm not here to ask you any question. I'm just here to say you have a great day," and walk away. That's the way to fix the community. You literally have to go house by house. You see people, how are you doing today? And that's it. You're not getting in their business. You're not asking any questions. You say, if there is any questions you have, like, what can we do for you? Can
Wow.
we fix things? Can we do this? We can't please everybody, but hey, we can go and make an attempt to actually reach out to them and see their needs. What do you guys need? And that's the way you fix the community. You literally go in the streets and you talk to people. You talk to the kids, get a relationship with the kids, with the parents, and
Wow.
that's how you build a rapport with people. And I think that's the only way we're going to, honestly, that's the only way we're going to reach out to people and we're going to fix the community is when we come together as a whole and
Wow.
everybody behind it. And that's the only way we can do it.
Man, that's awesome stuff, man. That's good, powerful stuff. Man, you're definitely an inspiration, man. Keep it going, stay encouraged. Talk
Sure.
a little bit about your Gym Reaper, man. That stuff is dope.
Yeah, so we started we started the Gym Reaper like the whole idea was about 8 years ago. And that's what the whole thing I tell people, like the whole fear aspect.
Hmm.
For years I had this fear in me. I'm just like, I don't know what it was. Like I want to do it, but I didn't do it. So we started off in the parking lot one day. Me and my buddy, we made an Instagram, and then we built this, this brand up. And from there we started getting, more followers and stuff, more engagement. And basically the brand is about it's not just fitness. We try to steer away from out people that just like wildlife. Wildlife is Forbes and Melvin. They're actually
Yep.
doing our stuff. So they they're all over the place, you know what I mean? So we flocked with them because we have the same mindset. Wildlife means what I love to do. Reaper is the same thing. Reaper is like our motto is changing lives one positive vibe at a time. Whether you're a nurse, whether you're a judge, whether you're a teacher, whatever you love to do, that's your passion. And we
Oh,
try to steer that into a brand. We
that's
came up with the Gym Reaper. So the Gym Reaper brand it's like I said, it's stuff that, if you have a passion for it, you go after it. We made our logo up. We have our motto, and we normally do a lot of online training. We do in-person training, and we do a lot of like motivational speaking, a lot of talking with the youth, try to get the youth involved, whatever. And
nice.
our next project, hopefully we can launch it soon, is basically where we go inner city. Me and you talked about a little bit about it before. We're going to collab with this. We go
Yep.
inner city, and I have it's called the Reaper Ambassador, people that actually rep the brand. But I
Mm.
want to do is I want to go into the schools where kids may be having trouble with schoolwork,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to make a deal with some kids because I honestly, people don't realize, but I almost failed out of school because of some stuff I went through in my life. I
Yeah.
went through a lot of stuff by losing a parent. So, but I want to go into schools and say, hey, listen,
Wow.
you're having a tough time in school. I make a deal with you. If you can bring your grades up, we will sponsor you as an athlete. We'll give you free clothing. And
Wow.
I think sometimes kids, especially in the inner city, they need something to look forward to. When you're
Yep.
going home, you have nothing to look forward to, then what's the purpose of doing schoolwork? And
Exactly.
that's the way that we have to come at the youth. Like, hey, if you do something like this, how about I'll hook you up in return? I'll give you a free shirt. I'll give you, 2 free shirts. I'll hook you up with this. And
Ex-
that's what we can build a sponsorship with kids that's going through it a little bit because now they have something to look forward to. But nothing to it, so they have to, stay off the law side. Don't get in trouble. You know
That's
what I mean? So
exactly.
instead of hanging out 11 o'clock at night, go home. This
Yep.
sponsorship means that you have to be home a certain time. You can't be running the streets. Curfew, that applies to your curfew. And as soon as you break that, then guess what? We break the sponsorship. So that's why I'm trying to build a relationship with the kids, especially inner city kids or kids that's going through stuff in general, so that we can have that. And that's what the brand is all about. The brand is about reaching out to people and, building that relationship.
Awesome. Yeah, we definitely got to collab on that, man. I got a proposal into the middle school, so man, we definitely get together on that, man, and make it happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And plus, man, everybody, y'all got to check this man's videos out. He be having me rolling. Man, I like that one you did with your sister. Was that your sister?
Yeah.
Where
Yep.
I forget what you was screaming, but man, that junk made my day, bro.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we love having a good time, man. Like that's what it's all about, making people laugh. Life is stressful enough. You gotta laugh. You gotta
Yep.
let it out. Got to.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, appreciate you, Officer Jones, man. Thanks for coming on with Catching Up with Coach, man. Hit me up anytime, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right, man. Have a good night.
All right, you the same.
Take care. Yep.